Welcome to the PaynePoints Podcast. We enjoy telling the stories of everyday people, whether that be small business owners, entrepreneurs, or people with a passion for their community. We want to highlight them and give them a platform to share their story. So grab your favorite beverage and join us on today's episode where we tell the story of someone just like you. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Sarah Harbuck, and joining us today is Arlene Paz. Hello, Arlene. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Good. You are joining us from the great city of
Houston, Texas.
Okay, that's not that far away from us. Just down the road, basically.
Just a little bit.
How in Texas everybody measures it by time and not by miles. You know how to get places. So it's just like, hey, that's just a 2-hour drive. It's no big deal. Is it as hot in Houston as it is here? It's flaming hot already.
It is crispy hot. The rain isn't even helping. It rained the day before yesterday and it just felt even hotter.
You got rain?
No.
Oh, I'm jealous. We need rain so bad here. Everything is dying. Everything is brown because we haven't had rain really. Like a good rain in 2 months, Megan?
Yeah, it feels that long for sure.
It probably hasn't been that long, but anyway. So it's Monday. How's everybody doing?
Great.
I took a nap before.
Already.
You
must have had a really early morning.
Yeah, I have to wake up at 6 a.m. to drop off my daughter at daycare.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So that is an early Monday.
Yeah.
You've already been up for many hours. Not ideal, but we're glad that you made some time for us today, Arlene. Thank you.
Definitely.
So why don't you tell us a little about yourself, who you are, your family, any little, biographical information you want to share with us today?
Well, I've lived here for my whole life. I have 2 wonderful children, my son Vincent, who's going to be 10 in November, and my beautiful rainbow baby. She's 1.5 years. She is trouble all the time.
Those second-borns, you got to watch out for them.
So I've heard. So I've experienced.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a big animal person. I have several pets: dogs, cats, snakes, spiders, birds, reptiles, everything under the moon that I can have in my house.
Wow. So you got quite a menagerie.
Yes. I even have chickens and a duck.
A duck? That's awesome.
Yes. I love her. Her name is Psyduck.
Psyduck, like the Pokemon. Oh, that's so cute.
I'm a big anime fan.
I love
it.
So
how did you acquire a duck? Was that like an accident or was that on purpose?
Accidentally on purpose. We went to the feed store and just to get chicken feed, and my daughter saw the ducks and she just wouldn't leave the duck area, so we went ahead and bought one.
Aww. Are they basically like taking care of chickens?
Yes, except they have to have water all the time because in order for them to swallow their food, they have to have water.
I see. Yeah,
they have a little pond.
So do you have like a big acreage of land that you guys live on to accommodate all
these animals? I live in the suburbs, but we have a pretty big backyard. They have, what is it? Like a 12 by 12 run. Okay. And it's all covered and everything. They have a little pond. They have a big old chicken coop. So they're living their best lives. They get fed every day. I make them food sometimes. I cook their eggs, mush up all the shells, mealworms, all these other bugs, veggies. Oh my God, it's spoiled.
It sounds like Arlene and one of our previous guests, Christy Bedrich, would be good friends. Christy runs an animal encounters like petting zoo here in Lufkin. And it sounds like you guys would be good friends. So
Probably.
Arlene and I actually met at the K-pop exhibition in Houston that Chelly of Rose Colored Prints hosted. And I was super intrigued by her products because they were all like anime themed, video game themed. So tell us, like, when did you get into like anime and video games and K-pop?
I got into anime and video games since I was a kid, honestly. I wasn't allowed to as much. My parents were very religious, but every now and then they would let us play Pokemon and stuff like that. And then as I got older and they gave me more freedom, I got really into all of it. I mean, I would stay up to watch Adult Swim and everything. And then I got married to my husband, who is a big old weeb as well. So we don't watch TV. We just watch anime, Funimation, Crunchyroll, all that stuff.
That's awesome.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite from when you were a kid
choose.
and now?
Don't make me choose, please. When I was a kid, I was a huge fan of Sailor Moon and Inuyasha. Okay. And then right now, I don't know. I love them all. I don't know.
It's like picking a favorite child is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. What about games? You said you like to play games, video games?
I haven't played any games since I had my kids. I like to watch my husband play more than anything now. And he'll play like Call of Duty. Right now he's playing this soccer game with cars. I know it sounds ridiculous, but so he has to play soccer while driving a little car.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It looks
I've
awesome.
never heard of this. This does sound entertaining, actually.
Yeah, it's great to watch because as soon as they put a goal in, everything explodes and you see all the little cars flying everywhere. And I'm just like, ha.
Nice. Yes. It's a nice escapism when you're an adult to be able to just kind of harken back to things that you did as a kid, playing video games or watching a comfort show. So I love that kind of thing. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, we definitely like to feed our inner child.
Yes. Yes, I feel like we need to do that more. I feel like most of us are told for our entire growing up, be more like an adult, act more like an adult, do this more like an adult. And then you get to be an adult and you're like, this is a big old scam.
Definitely. I try to let my son do whatever he wants. If you were to go into his room, he has like mixing potions where it's just like my bath bombs or pieces of my soap and just random stuff he finds outside stuffed into little tubes with water. And I'm just like, okay.
That's the ultimate kid dream, you know?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now we haven't addressed what Arlene does and why she's on our podcast.
We need to do that.
Oh no. I make soaps and bath products, basically, mainly soaps. I love making potions. I love the whole creative aspect of it where I could just do what I want. A lot of people expect me to do the little plain square one color bar of soap, and it just does not speak to me. As you saw at the K-pop event, I had Pokemon ones, I had rainbow ones, I had Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Hello Kitty. I had a whole bunch of colorful things. I like colors. I cannot just do one color. I tried it once and it did not make me happy.
Right.
Well, I mean, the whole point of something like this is to, fuel what you like and what, fits your personality. How does one get into soap making? Because I feel like there's a lot of trial and error and a lot of this is good, but this isn't so great, but you could use it. Was this like a years long process of you experimenting, or did you like go take some classes or learn from somebody else who already did it? Kind of give us a little background.
So I love watching ASMR videos, but not the noise ones, just the aesthetically pleasing to view things.
Okay.
I would watch royalty soaps and the Soap Queen and stuff like that. And I was like, that looks cool. I could probably make it, which is the bane of my existence because I can always see, like, I'll look at anything. I'm like, I can make that. And then I never do. But I've always had trouble trying to get my son to bathe, especially when he was younger. He had a lot of eczema. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to try it. And I did. And at first it was just a fun hobby For my son, I would put little toys inside of it. So if he showered, he'll get closer to the toy, and it worked great. Bath bombs worked great for him. We would make them chamomile and lavender scented, and it's worked steadily. And then friends started seeing them, and then my friends' friends started seeing them, and they're like, you know what, you should just start a business of it. So I've been slowly working up.
Nice. I mean, that's an untapped market, I feel like, because I feel like a lot of little kids hate taking a bath or getting clean. It's like, oh, it's one more thing I have to do, and takes away from playtime. And so that's ingenious, putting toys or rewards or something in the middle of the soap and be like, you gotta take your bath in order to get the toy. So that's a good idea.
A lot of people come in and they're like, oh, my daughter really liked her soap. She finished it all up in a month. She's never bathed that frequently. And I'm like, oh, well, I've got this new one, or if she wants a certain look on it, I can do that too. So it's been a hit with kids.
That's awesome.
Hey, that's always a good thing. And you say you do bath bombs as well. Do you do anything special with those, hidden, little treasures inside, or just the straight up bath bomb?
I've done little toys inside. I've done 20 dye inside because my son loves dye. But the one I sell the most are like really small. They're about an inch by an inch.
Okay.
And it doesn't take forever to melt. And they're always lavender and chamomile for the kids. And I've had great reviews on that. Parents are like, oh yeah, my son or daughter would sleep real fast right after it. So I was like, perfect. All we ever want.
So my cat Mocha is going to try to join this recording like right now. He's jumping in my lap because he just doesn't like to be left out of anything that I'm doing, especially when I'm working. It's like, I don't want to have anything to do with you, but as soon as you're on the phone or doing something important, let me be all up in the business. So sorry guys that are watching this later on. He's going to make an appearance. Just there's nothing I can do about it. Back to Moonlight Essentials, which is the name of your business. How did you come up with that name? Like, was there a story behind that, or is it just, I like that, so let's go with it?
Honestly, my friends call me Moon.
Okay.
And I usually shower at night. So I was like, Moonlight Essentials makes sense. We usually shower at night after a long day of work, trying to get the kids to sleep and everything. And I was like, I think it fits. It was really hard to find a logo design. I wanted it to be simple, but everybody I would ask would like, oh yeah, you should put a tub with the lady in it and the moon in the background. I was like, I don't really like all that. It's too much. So the moon and the star, I got it off of what's it called? Care Bears. Bedtime Bear was my favorite. Yes, Bedtime Bear and Grumpy Bear were my favorite.
Yeah, so Care Bears were like the thing in the 80s when I was a kid. And I had quite a few of them. I didn't have that one, but when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, he did have that on his stomach, or she. I can't remember who was who, but nice throwback to the 80s there, Arlene. Thanks.
No problem. With my daughter, I made all her stuff Care Bear. So my husband was like, you're really into them, aren't they? I was like, a little bit.
It's really cool to see that stuff from my childhood kind of come back into popularity, because you don't think like once something's run its course, it's going to be over and everybody's moving on to something new. But I feel like, I've lived long enough now that I'm seeing all the stuff from my child kind of make a resurgence in popularity, in terms of music or pop culture or games or toys. So it's fun to see people using that, in their small businesses. So when you had all these friends and family telling you should start a business, was there any kind of process that you went through to set up your business, or was it just like, okay, let's just throw some spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks?
Starting a business is really difficult from what I've noticed. I went to the court. I did making the whole thing legal and whatnot. I only started doing markets last year. Okay. I have very big anxiety. a crowd just makes me really nervous, and talking to people does too. But I've been able to move a little bit past it, especially when they're talking about something that I really enjoy. It's been a lot easier. The whole getting here from where I was, we're living at my mother-in-law's, and now I have my own home, and we're looking to move, has been so hard because I've been so stressed out in between.
Yeah, you've got to split your focus on all the different things that you guys are having to do. That's a lot.
Yeah, and I'm very
and
much
run a small
people
business
pleaser.
And children.
Oh my goodness, I'm a big people pleaser. So if they don't like it, it just crumbles my whole world. And I've been starting to like be like, no, if they don't like it, I'll find somebody else that will. And it's been hard to get to that point. Mm-hmm. I've had people just tell me I wouldn't buy a bar of soap for $10, but this bar of soap is like 12 ounces of soap and several hours of my work. And for them just to be like that, or they'll just say, if I were to ever buy your soap, I wouldn't use it. It's just too pretty. And I'm like, well, I can make you more soap. It's not a problem. So I'm just like trying to go over these cute little hurdles. And I'm just like, I'll get there one day.
I mean, that's one of the things I've noticed in owning my own businesses and just talking to so many people is that there can be a lot of emotional attachment. And, you take some of these criticisms very personally in the early days because, you, like you said, you're a people pleaser or you just want people to like what you're doing. And those are, that can only be overcome with time and experience, you reaching out and starting to do these markets, which sounds like it's outside your comfort zone. But to do that, to make that jump, to network with people, that's how you gain followers and gain customers, is by having sometimes direct interaction with them. And scary as it might be, that personal connection you make with people at a market or a fair or whatever can make a lifelong customer. So while it seems scary talking to people and being in a crowd, and I totally get all that, I think that's a great way for small businesses like yours to really, expand your clientele range, because you're getting to speak to the customer rather than they go to a website and buy something. And I feel like we've lost a little bit in our society, that personal connection. So whenever you have the opportunity to do it, I feel like that's always a good thing. And, it teaches you something about yourself too, like, oh, I could do this. Yeah, it's scary and, makes my blood pressure go up. But in the end, you make some friends and you gain some new clients out of that. So,
and you get on a podcast like ours.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I told Megan, all my friends they should all be following y'all.
Awesome. We're
Megan, you got to see Arlene's stuff up close and personal, correct?
I even bought one of her soaps that day. I bought one of the D20 soaps, and yes. I gave it to my brother because he loves Dungeons and Dragons. But I was just like so shocked to see so many different types of soap, because you make cold process soap, right?
Mm-hmm.
And cold process soap is a very involved process. And I was really impressed by all of the designs. I almost bought the Naruto soap because I'm a huge Naruto fan. But the soap that I was most impressed by was the key lime pie soap, which looked exactly like a key lime pie. Like, it looked so good you could eat it. But her whole setup was really cute. And actually, you were one of the only people who accepted my invitation to be on the podcast that day.
What?
Out of all of the vendors that I talked to, you were the only one who, I guess, was brave enough to want to come and talk to us. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I was really nervous, but I thought it would be a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it brings you
hearing everybody's story. And so yours especially. Why don't you tell us a little bit about, you're juggling children and you're married and you say y'all are going to move. So what do you do to set yourself up for success every day? Because when you're running a small business and handling all the things that life throws at people, that can be very overwhelming. So is there any kind of habits or any advice you want to give to anybody else in your situation?
it's my husband likes to make fun of me and say I have ADH brain. So I'll jump from place to place. He's really good at keeping me straight in line. And what he has had me do is just breathe sometimes. And he'll be like, hey, I'm just gonna take the kids out to the park, relax, or go into your soap room. Cause I try to set up to where I make at least 1 or 2 new bars a month. And he'll be like, you haven't done soap. Do you want to go make soap? And I'm like, yes, please. So I have to try at least every other week to make a bar of soap so I can have new products for everybody in the next market I do. Because I try to do at least 2 to 3 markets a month.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
is there a certain sort of spreadsheet or something you do to keep yourself organized, or are you more artistic and free-spirited and just sort of let your process happen organically?
Yes, I am very much an organic artist, I would say. One day I'll be sewing because I love sewing, and then the next day I'll be like, wait, I should make soap that goes with my dress, just because I like the colors on the fabric I use that day. Or I'll be watching something on TV and I'll be like, you know what? I think that I can make that into a soap. And it's just really organic like that. Or my son will come home and be like, hey, Mom, can you make me a soap that looks like this? Do you think people would like it? And I'll be like, yeah, let's make it. And so it's very just at the moment type thing. Unless I do have a sketchbook. It's all messed up now, but I do draw in here a little bit.
So there is some planning, you're not
a little
just
bit
jumping in there. I think I would imagine that in the nature of what you're doing, that there's some degree of freedom in just letting whatever inspires you take hold and go from there.
I do try to make it themed. Like I did the whole anime theme. I still want to do a few more animes, but I'll probably do it more into the winter. I have a whole Nightmare Before Christmas theme coming up for Halloween because I'm obsessed with Nightmare Before Christmas. And for the summertime, I try to make more summery smells, like more garden-esque type things. But if it just flows to me and I really want to do it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Good deal. All right. Well, Megan, do you want to stop here and we do the rapid fire questions?
Absolutely. So, Arlene, there are questions that I did not send you, and that's because they are meant to be a surprise. These are our rapid fire questions. They're just some fun little things that you can tell us about yourself. So I'm going to ask a question, and as soon as you can think of an answer, go ahead and answer, and we'll just get through these as quick as we can. Okay?
Okie dokes.
All right. So what did you have for breakfast?
What did I have for breakfast? Chick-fil-A. I got a cookie parfait, and a spicy biscuit.
That sounds really good. How do you take your coffee?
A lot of creamer, a lot of sugar.
You're my kind of lady. What is your favorite song right now?
Right now, the only thing I've stuck in my head is Chrissy, wake up. I don't like this. Chrissy, wake up.
From the TikTok song. I love that. Are you currently watching a TV show? And if so, what show?
No, I just finished all my shows. I'm upset.
That's the worst feeling when you're all done with all of your TV shows and you're like looking for the next one. That's like the worst.
Yeah.
What is your favorite book?
My favorite book. Oh no. I'm not really sure. When I was little, I really enjoyed The Giving Tree.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm adult, I don't really read as much. I read my grooming essentials book a lot, but just I'm a groomer, so I have to keep myself updated.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
What is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Chocolate. No, wait. Chocolate chip cookie dough.
Ooh, that's a good one. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
What is your zodiac sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
Love it. Spring, summer, fall, or winter?
Spring.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
I'm introvert.
What's your favorite color?
Purple.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I don't like hot dogs.
That's fair. What is your favorite social media platform?
Facebook, because I get to talk to all my friends and family that are in Mexico.
That's awesome. Well, that ends our rapid fire questions. Thank you for participating, and we'll get right back into it. Yes, you did. It wasn't
like
a test.
How she was like,
passed.
I don't like hot dogs, and so she didn't even attempt to like go there.
My husband loves hot dogs.
Mine too.
There's like a little taqueria that sells hot dogs, bacon wrapped and all that. And I'm just like, that looks nasty to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, agreed. I think I ate them too much as a kid or something. And I'm just like, nah, I'm good. No more.
Yeah. Same with pizza.
Yeah. Well, I'm not really a pizza fan either. And that freaks people out. Like I'll eat it occasionally, but like it's not my go-to food. And people are just like, what? You don't like pizza?
Yeah, my mom got my son into Pizza Fridays. So we have pizza every Friday, and I'm done with pizza. I don't like it anymore.
You're sick of it?
I'm so sick of it. I've tried all the flavors.
Yep, I agree. You were talking earlier about how you did lavender and chamomile as a scent for children. Tell us a little bit more about your process when it comes to, are you adding like essential oils? How do you scent your things? If that's not like an industry secret, you can share with us.
It's not a secret.
Do you use molds? Like what kind of dyes do you put in the soap? Like all the technical nitty gritty that goes into making your products.
So for the fragrances, I mostly use fragrance oils only because essential oils are so expensive. I wish I could afford it. My colorants, I use mica powders. Sometimes I'll use like my grandma has hibiscus flowers, and I'll ground that up, and it'll be a really nice red. A lot of herbs, I will ground them up and make them into the colorants.
So you're doing this like totally like the natural way is what
I try my best to keep it as natural as possible.
Oh, wow. Okay. I love that. Awesome.
Most of my bars of soaps are made with olive oil, coconut oil, palm oil, sweet almond oil, castor oil, and sometimes I use shea butter. But shea butter takes so much longer to harden because it's so humid down here.
Mm-hmm.
But
and so do you use molds, obviously, if you're doing specific characters or things like that, or do you literally make them all by hand?
I've been trying to get into soap dough, so it's making your soap into a smushy dough-like consistency to make actual figurines.
Okay.
But usually it's just I do a loaf at a time. And then I have tiny molds if I want to add like the lemons on the key lime pie. I have a little lemon type of mold. I have so much molds. Oh my goodness. Y'all won't believe me. But I have like, those 3 drawers, the plastic 3 drawers. Mm-hmm. I have about 5 of those full of molds.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
would assume
I'm a hoarder.
So. Yeah. I mean, a soap maker, you're going to have a million different types of molds, obviously.
Mm-hmm. And then I have stamps for like the Naruto one. I had to get the
Hidden Leaf Village.
Yes. And then the little cloud for the DBZ. I have stars. I have moons. So many stamps that come with it too.
You were talking, Megan, well, maybe Megan mentioned it, that you did cold press. What is the difference between that and the other way of making soap? And what does that process look like? How long does it take you to make a batch of soaps?
So a cold process is getting oils, mixing them with lye water solution, which then makes a chemical reaction. And there's no more lye in it at the end of the day. It's all perfectly good for your skin. I test strip all my soaps to make sure the pH level is good for your skin. But I want to get into hot process. It's a little bit faster pace, and you can use your bar of soap sooner. So with cold process, I put it into the loaf. The next day I cut it up, and then I have to wait 4 weeks for it to cure completely to be a hard enough bar for you to use at home.
Oh, okay. So that's the difference then, is that the process in the back end takes a little longer to set up, basically. Okay. Yes. I never really knew the difference. I've never tried to make soap before or had any experience in that. So I was curious. Did you do a lot of like online research, or was it mostly watching YouTube videos where you got your information from? Or like I said, trial and error?
I watched a lot of YouTube. I bought a whole bunch of soaping books. I think I have like 4 or 5, and not including the cute little kid ones that sell everywhere. Sure. A lot of trial and error, because I had to figure out which of my rooms is best to bake soap in. Some of my rooms are more humid, which I didn't realize until I was making soap. So I have a dehumidifier, and I just moved into my garage because we just moved we moved my soap room, which used to be our spare bedroom. We changed that into my daughter's room. Okay. And then I moved everything to the garage, and that's been a little difficult because it's hot in there.
Yeah, I would imagine that's got to be a bit of an obstacle to overcome, is the space. And that was going to be my next question, is what, when you're running a business out of your home, especially one like this, it takes a lot of odds and ends, and working pieces to make it happen. How do you accommodate that? You say you're using your garage, but for those who don't know, we live in Texas, and it is basically like the surface of the sun right now in terms of temperature. So when you're saying you need things to be a certain way, environmentally, for you to make a good product, I imagine that leads to a challenge. In your next home, are you hoping to have maybe a dedicated space inside for that? Or yes. Tell us how that's going to work out for you.
We're trying to find a 4-bedroom home so that I can have it inside, because whenever I make soap in there, we have a what's it called? A window unit. And it takes forever to get cold in there. And so we're trying to see if we could get a 4th bedroom, if we can afford a 4th bedroom near the kitchen, possibly. So I could just, if I need to wash my dishes, just throw them into the dish. Just work from there. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. We'll be rooting for you.
Yeah. This housing market, you need all the good juju thrown your way.
We've gone 2 weekends in a row already, and each time we were like, oh yeah, we really like this house. Somebody would get us before we were able to, and I'm like, dang it. Okay, next one.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed for you for sure. I had a question. Oh my god.
No
I was gonna ask it to come out of my mouth, and then it just sort of flittered away, as they do. Oh my goodness.
So my question is this the only thing that you do, or do you do other things as well? Or are you just a soap maker, or do you have another business? Or
I do a lot of things. I can't sit still.
A jack of all trades.
Yes. I am a dog groomer, or pet stylist, to be honest, because I do cats and rabbits and guinea pigs and birds also. That has always been what I've wanted to do, or I've always wanted to be a veterinarian. Went to school for it, did an internship, hated it. So I did grooming, and I really love it. I love making the dogs look pretty, make them feel good. I've caught a lot of cancerous tumors that I've told owners, and thank God they always got it on time. They were able to remove them. So I'm really happy grooming. It's also a creative outlet. I wish I could show you my dog. She's a cheetah print with rainbow spots.
You'll have to send us pictures.
I will,
for our social media campaign for this episode, because that sounds adorable. And I'm curious to see it now.
Her top knot and her little pom-poms on her legs and her tail are hot pink. So
that's so cute.
So you took your love of animals and made that into a stylist animals grooming business. And then now you also on the side do fun soaps that incorporate your love of anime and video games. So you got like the best of both worlds happening right now.
Definitely. And then I have all my little hobbies that float around too. Everything makes me happy.
That's awesome.
You seem like you have a lot of joy in the things that you do in life. So that's always a plus when the world seems to be burning around us. So I'm glad that you have those little escapes for sure. Is there anything about all these projects that you've undertaken that have taught you something about yourself that you didn't know going into it?
As my husband tells me all the time, I'm smarter than I look. I have more patience than what I thought I did. When I first became a mom, I didn't know what I was doing. I was terrified. I thought I could only list all the things. I was just like, I'm going to mess everything up. And thankfully, now that I have my second one, I'm like, oh, I did great with my first one. I know what I'm doing. And then with sewing, my sewing machine has broken so many times. My husband has fixed it. I have fixed it. And I'm just amazed how I can fix things also. And I'm just like, cool. So I don't have to just pay somebody to fix my things now. I can do a little bit of it. So I'm noticing that I can do more than what I thought I can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think anything like that where you challenge yourself to like get out of your comfort zone teaches you things you didn't think you were capable of to begin with, you know? I felt that way about some of the projects I've undertaken where it's like, okay, I need to rewire a lamp, or I need to change out these fixtures on this outside lighting situation I had going on, and watched YouTube videos and figured out how to do it. And I was like, yeah, I'm accomplished. I did this without anybody's help. This is so awesome. And it's always a shock. So it's like, it's a nice self-esteem boost in a way that you like, hey, I did this and I didn't think I could. And all right, cool. Like I can tackle this problem now, you know? So I think we all would benefit from experiencing those kinds of things. So that's great.
It definitely helps that I've like my friends and my husband are so like, they're so amazed by everything I do. And it makes me feel so good inside. I made a lot of my daughter's dresses when I was pregnant. I made her bed sheets, the bumpers on the bed, her pillows. I've made myself a dress for this past Pride Month. We had an event. I made my own dress. I've never done a zipper before, and I did a zipper, and I was like completely amazed. That's my son.
Yeah, that's always fun knowing that you can do some things that you didn't think you could do before. And speaking on that, what is a fun memory that you have from your Moonlight Essentials business, or really anything you got going on? Because you're a jack of all trades, it sounds like.
My fondest memory of this whole experience with Moonlight Essentials is soaping with my son. I love having mommy and son time. He'll make, if you look on my Instagram, there's like these geode type soaps. He made those.
Yes. Oh,
and I was just there with him. I was like, do this, do it like this. And he made them all by himself. I was just there coaching him on. Yeah,
I think
it's so cool.
He gave one to my sister, and then he kept the other one, and he's just so proud of himself. And I'm like, yeah. And sometimes he'll be like, can I just go sit in there with you and talk to you? And I enjoy that so much.
So it's a nice bonding time for you and your son, and eventually maybe your daughter when she's old enough to help you out in there. That's one of the things that I hope going, forward. My own children are like, hey, I have great memories of doing this with my mom, or their grandparents. Cause I had that, growing up, my grandparents, I had these great memories doing, things like this in the kitchen or out in the garden or whatever. And those things are like lifelong imprinted, core memories that you take with you for the rest of your life. So bravo, Arlene, for, doing that with your kids and having the patience that a lot of people wouldn't have.
I try. My husband has more patience than I do. I don't know how he does it. I've told him if I wouldn't date myself. So I applaud him for for
Who of us
dealing
would
with
though?
me.
Who would? I wouldn't. So I'm right there with you on that one. Is there any advice that you would care to impart to anyone out there thinking about starting their own business? Something that you received from someone, or something you learned along the way?
Just do it. Like
Nike.
like Shia LaBeouf said, just
do it.
Do it.
You can tell the generational gap there, because I went to Nike and you did Shia LaBeouf.
I always think of him. Thank you, Shyla, for that inspiration. He's always like,
just do it.
Do it. And I'm like, I will do it. Don't let anything hold you back. The only one holding you back is yourself. So just move one step at a time. Very
good. That's great advice. Really simple, easy. Just do it. Yeah, that's great. What do we have to look forward to from Moonlight Essentials in the future? Is there anything you want to do to expand the business, or some new anime to include? What's that looking like for you?
I'm trying to get a website going because I stopped using Etsy. I wasn't selling enough on there to keep up with the fees.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to set up a website. Keep an eye out for that. You need to go out? Okay. Sorry. I'm gonna be doing markets. I think next month I'm gonna have one every week. So I'll be out there. Yes, I'm trying really hard to get myself out there. These past few markets have been pretty slow because it's so hot, and I'm expecting next ones to be pretty slow because it's gonna be hot too. But yeah, it's not much going on. I have a whole bunch of soaps I want to make. Like I said, I want to make some Nightmare Before Christmas. I bought a whole bunch of the surprise boxes. So I was trying to collect all of the whole set of the Nightmare Before Christmas. So I have a whole bunch of duplicates that I'm gonna add to the bar of soap, so they'll get a little toy with it. I'm trying to do a chakra soap. So of course the layered rainbows with the stones on them. I don't know.
That's awesome.
We'll see what my mind comes up with from here.
Well, we'll have a lot to look forward to from you, it sounds like. Lucas making his appearance. Will you tell everybody who's listening where they can find you online?
I'm at Moonlight Essentials with 2 S's at the end. That'll be my Instagram and my Facebook if y'all do Facebook.
Okay, good deal. And a website is forthcoming.
Yes, and I have a TikTok.
Oh,
I just started it. I'm really nervous. You probably won't see my face on it. I'm really shy with my face.
That's okay. We'll try to get all these social media accounts linked in our episode description. And that way everybody can check you guys out and see what you got cooking for the future. But Arlene, we thank you so much for joining us today and telling us a little bit about your story and your experience. And I'm so glad Megan met you and got you to be a guest on our podcast. So
definitely.
Thanks so much.
And if y'all want to come see me, I'll be at the Houston Plant Market. That's what I'm doing on next month. And then I have the Katie Gruber's Market on the 30th of next month.
Okay.
Awesome.
So we need to get a schedule from her, Megan, and post that.
Absolutely.
Along with her social media info, so that way people in the greater Houston area can make a trip to any of those little markets and get some of your products. So
yes.
We may have to have you on again to talk about your dog grooming business at some point. Your pet styling business. That would be great.
Oh my God.
Again, thank you so much for joining us. And we're looking forward to seeing what you have going on in the future.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is such a blast.
Yes. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, that ends this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the next one. We'll catch you then. See you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Do you have a story to tell? We want to hear it. If you'd like to be a guest on our podcast and share your story, contact us on our website at PaynePoints.com or any of the social media linked on our website. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on either Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. We'd appreciate a review, a like, or a comment to let us know what you think. You can find all of our podcasts linked on our website under the podcast tab. Once again, thanks for joining us, and we want to wish everybody a wonderful day.